Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? So today we are going to be making the Agbada top. You can see, so the top is like Agbada, so that was what we are going to be making. So to get started with this, I'm going to be using this beautiful fabric for the top. Then I'm going to be using this for the shorts. So this is for the top, this is for the shorts. So let us get started with the top. So the first thing to do is to fold your fabric into 4. So you can see 1, 2, and this is double. So it means we are cutting both the front and the back together. So to get started, the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be drawing out a starting line here. So this is now my starting line. So the amount of fabric I folded here is 2.5. It's not up to 2.5. I just folded around 80 inches because I folded around 82 inches. So I folded 82 inches of fabric into 4. I hope you understand. So because I want the sleeve to be around 20 inches. So the extra 2 inches is going to be for the hemming allowance for the sleeve area. So I hope you understand what I mean. So to get started, so this is folded into 4 for both the front and the back. So to get started, we are going to be measuring the full length of the top we want. So I want the full length of the top to be around 30 inches, and I want to use 1 inches for the hemming allowance. So I'm going to be marking out 31 inches now. And I'm going to connect this 31 inches into a straight line. So the next thing to do is to mark out the neckline. So the neckline I'm going to be using 3 inches by 1 inches for the back, and I'm going to be connecting it into the shoulder line this way. So the next thing to do is on the front area. So I'm just going to be marking out the front neckline also now. So on the front area, I'm going to be going in by 2 inches this way. So I'm marking 2 inches. So now we are working on the neckline for the front. So I'm just marking 2 inches, and I'm going to connect from this 2 inches to the neckline this way. So you can see that I marked the 2 inches for the front all down. So this is it now. So the next thing to do is to work on our shoulder slope. So for the shoulder slope, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inches for the shoulder slope, and I'm going to be going up by ½ inches for the joining allowance. So from that ½ inches, I'm just going to connect it. So the next thing to do is to work on the sleeve area. So the sleeve opening I want it to be around 11 inches. So this is 11 inches. I'm just going to notch it out. This is because this top does not have any shape, so it's just Agbada. So I'm just going to notch. You can just see that I just notched out my 11 inches here. So I'm just going to cut this out. So the first thing to do, we are going to be cutting out for the neckline from the back first. Out, so I'm going to be taking out 1 for the back. So I'm going to cut out the neckline for the front this way. So to get started with the sewing, this is the back now. We're going to be joining the shoulders first. So I'm just going to go ahead to join the shoulders first. So I'll join it this way and join it this way. So guys, after joining the shoulder, so you can see that I've gone ahead to weave all of this part and including the neck area. So I've gone ahead to weave it. So the next thing is to work on your neck, on your sleeve. So remember we opened it to around 11 inches. So I'm going to take it this way now to the sewing machine and sew using ½ inches around this part till I get to that 11 inches, then I will stop. So to that notched area, I'm going to stop at that 11 inches for the both sides. After I'm done, then I'm going to continue. I'm going to join the sides. So let me go ahead to do that. This is the sleeve area. So after I've gone to join ½ inches, so you can see that I stopped around that 11 inches. So I'm just going to flip it over this way. So I flip it over this way. So I'm just going to sew using ½ inches, and I'm going to stop at this point where the opening is. So I'll stop here. So I'll just sew using ½ inches. Guys, after joining this side, you should have something like this. So this is the opening for the sleeve, and this is the side. So the next thing to do is to work on the neckline. So to work on the neckline, I'm going to be measuring what I have here. So from here now, so I have like 72. So after measuring around, I have like 72 inches. So I've gone ahead to cut out this. So this is like 5 inches. So the measurement here is 5 inches. Remember, we cut out 2 inches, so we use the half inches to join it. And I have around 80 inches here. So I have around 80 inches long. So what I have here is around 80 inches. So to get started, what I'm going to do now, so this is the right side, this is the back side. I'm going to be folding this into 2. So I'll fold this to 2 equal parts this way. So now to determine your neck opening, so you can see that I folded this. So this is the back area. I folded it this way so that I can determine how low I want the neckline to be. So for me, I want it to be, so I want it to be around 13 inches. So the lower part, I want it to be around, let's say 14 inches. So I hope you understand. So to get the amount of opening, you'll be opening here. So I want it to be around 14 inches. I want everything to be around 14 inches. So what I will do now is I'll note 14 inches here. So from this middle part now, the 14 inches we mark out now, I'm just going to mark it. So from this way, I'm just going to mark around 14 to 15 inches here. So I'll mark around 15 inches here. So I have around 15 inches here. So what I'll do now is I'm going to be taking this to the sewing machine and sew from this 15 inches now. I'll sew from this 15 inches downward. So I hope you understand. So this fabric is folded into 2. This is the joint edge. This is the joint edge. So from this joint edge, I'm going to mark out the neckline we just marked out now, which is 14 inches. But I'm going to be marking out 15 inches so that the neckline can relax a bit. So I'll mark out 15 inches and I'm going to go ahead to sew from the middle part this way. Here is it after I was done sewing. So you can see the sewing here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this to the ironing board. I'll open it up this way and I'll give this a good press. And you should have something like this around the neckline. So this is the opening for the neck. So you should have something folded this way. So I just take this now to the sewing machine, to the ironing table now, and give it a good press. So guys, this is it after I was done. So you can see how it is looking. So this is the middle part and I've gone ahead to iron it so that it can have a crease. The back, the neckline on the top. So this is the neckline. I'm going to place it on the top. So this is the crease area and this is the middle part of my back. So I'm just going to place it. So this is the right side now. The right side is inside this way. So I'm just going to pick this part. So you can see that I've also gone ahead to weave this. So I'm just going to place it this way. And I'm also going to sew on 1/2 inches. And I'm going to sew it all round this way. So I'm just going to follow it all round and sew it till I get to the down part. So I'll sew this. I'll sew it all around this way using 1/2 inches. So let me go ahead to do that and show you. This is how it is looking. So you can see the weaved parts. So this is how inside is looking. So you see that it's neat because I've weaved it. And this is how the style is looking. So the next thing to do is just to finish up the under parts, the hem, and that will be all for the making of this tutorial. So let me just go ahead to finish up the hem part, then I'll show you the finished look.